What's good? This is Black Methphor, and you now tuned into Behind the Beats with hip hop since 1987.
Shout my hip hop since 1987, niggas. Hip hop since 1987.com.
You know what it is, your man Eldorado, hip hop since 1987, and this edition of Behind the Beats, we're with Atlanta producer Black Methphor. What's going on, good brother?
What's up, man?
Can't complain, man. Appreciate your time today. You know, I know you're a busy man out here in these streets. For those who may not know, you know, I guarantee people have your music on their iTunes right now. You're responsible for Lil Bibby's Water. You're responsible for Meek Mill's And God We Trust. You're responsible for Jeezy's Get Right, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we're gonna talk about in a moment. But I gotta ask you, man, what got you into producing?
What got me into producing, man, like ever since I was like a kid, I always been fascinated with the drums. Like my uncle played on the marching band at Alabama A&M.
Okay.
So like my whole life, I was, you know, interested in the drums or whatever. And then when I got to high school, my little sister was taking piano lessons, and like I was messing around on her keyboard, like learning some songs. And my uncle had walked in the room and was like, "Yo, you know, you could download a program to make beats on the computer." So like ever since that day, you know what I mean, I've been on it.
I dig it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I understand you've been making beats for about 7 years now, 7 to 8 years. Do you remember what your first placement was?
My very first placement was with this cat. He changed his name to Methuselah now, but Mojo Swag. I had a joint back in like 07 called Hey Love with him, and then after that it was the joints with LEP Bogus Boys, the Chicago niggas joint, and then Hit the Town with them and Jim Jones.
Okay. So, what actually broke you into production, though? You know, I know you did some internships with the Justice League, I believe, and things of that nature. So, you know, you definitely have a strong background as far as production is concerned. So, who were some of your mentors? You know, what inspired you to actually get into production?
Well, I mean, definitely, I would say that the internship with Justice League definitely showed me like the lifestyle. You know, that really made me, you know, want to focus on doing it. Like, you know, I was just making beats before that, and you know, I didn't really know what being a producer was until I interned for them. So once I saw that, then you know, that's when I really got hungry. And then now I'm rocking with Night Riders. You know, Kino does a great job of, you know, keeping your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Talking to you, mentoring you through the process or whatever. So that's pretty much everything.
Now, how did you end up working with Lil Bibby? You know, as we gave mention to, he's a Chicago native that's doing his thing. You know, he's already been getting a lot of positive criticism from the likes of Drake, LeBron James, you know, established artists and entertainers in the game. And his hit single Water was produced by you. Yeah. So how did you two end up linking?
Well, that's crazy because Ivan from One Shot Management, Justice League's management, he hit me up and was like, "Yo, I got this kid, man, I need you to send some joints." So I sent him some joints, and he told me they cut the record that night. And I went and heard it the next day. It was crazy, man.
It was crazy?
It was crazy, man.
So did you see something? Do you see a relationship being formed with you and Lil Bibby where you'll see a lot more music from you guys in the future?
Definitely, man, because I like, you know what I'm saying, I like his content, like I like his beat selection.
I can definitely dig that. I can definitely dig that. Now, we gave mention to some of the artists you work with, but I'll say one of your biggest songs to date was recently with Rick Ross on his most recent album, Mastermind. Now, you produced the song Rich is Gangsta, arguably one of the most popular songs on the album. So tell us a little bit about that process, what it was like when you were creating that song, and how you and Ross actually linked up.
Well, that beat was actually the second beat I did when I got Logic back in like January 2012. And then, I mean, I was just sitting on the beat for, you know, years. Last January 2013, Kino hit me and told me that Ross had recorded on it, and I was like, cool. But the whole year went by, I ain't heard nothing. And in December, they hit me and was like, "Yo, that joint gonna be on the album." So, you know.
You feel like your career has taken off since then? Since your placement on the Mastermind album, have you heard from a lot of artists and people that you hadn't heard from in the past?
I mean, yeah, but you know, I feel like my best work is about to be on this upcoming Jeezy project.
Okay.
I've really been waiting on that to come out for like 2 years.
Okay.
He was like the first artist that I worked with. He opened the door. You know, he got me a Game album. That's how a lot of the stuff came together, was with Jeezy. So the songs that I got with him, we've been sitting on for like 2 years. I'm waiting on them.
So if you have a 2-year relationship with Jeezy, how did that relationship form? How did you two end up meeting?
Through Carbon 15 and Skrilla's management. I did a song with Skrilla called My Life, and I did See What Fame Do. and Carbon heard them. It was just like, yo, send me some joints with Jeezy. So I sent them, and they loved it. They was like, yo, we need you to come to the studio tomorrow. So that's how that came about. I played him some joints. He picked like 9 the first night. Told me to come back the next week to do something on the spot. So,
that's love.
Yeah.
Do you know how many songs are you anticipating a number of tracks that you'll have on Jeezy's next project?
I am, but I don't want to speak on it.
Okay, I respect that.
Yeah,
I can totally respect that. What are some plugins and software tools that you've grown to love over the years?
My essentials, definitely gotta have Nexus. Gotta have battery. I do all my drums in battery. Omnisphere. Really the same thing everybody else got.
I can dig it. I can definitely dig that. Your sound is definitely distinct. You know, you bring that Southern 808 appeal, but you also have kind of a, I don't want to say a gospel feel, but you have that orchestra type feel, you know, with the different horns and sounds. Do you, is there a particular sound that you aim to, you know, kind of trademark?
No, not necessarily. Like, my sound is something that's just come together over the years. Like, I started out sample heavy, you know, like a lot of boom bap. And then, you know, over time, like, just making that all the time got boring to me. And then, you know, I seen everything that was going on in Atlanta. So I'm just like, man, why not try to incorporate both and try to be the best at doing it?
With there being so many, you know, producers who are housed here in Atlanta and whatnot, what would you say separates your sound from the rest of the pack?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just do me.
Cause it's something about you, you know, you got the like Jeezy going after you, Ross going after you, Game going after you. And I heard, you know, when Game initially did his track, Ali Bomaye, 2 Chainz wasn't even supposed to be on the track. Yeah. Then he heard the beat and was like, I gotta get on it, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you got a lot of key figures in hip hop going after your sound. So it's definitely something about, you know, definitely something special about your music and whatnot. As we move into 2014, we're pretty much almost in the midway point of the second quarter. What else can we expect from Black Methphor?
Like I said, I got some stuff on this upcoming Jeezy release. Then right now, it's not solidified, but I got one on the Carter 5 with Wayne.
That's definitely big.
I just got a joint with Boosie. I'm supposed to be working with Kendrick soon.
Okay.
Supposed to be going to work with Nas. That's really all I got on my plate coming up. Other than that, man, I'm just working.
That's a lot right there. You know, that's a lot right there. For up and coming producers who are looking to get into the game, what advice would you give them?
Man, work hard. Like, whatever energy you put out in the universe is gonna come back to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stay at the crib. Just work. Like, you don't gotta go to the club every night. You don't gotta be at all the parties. Like, you could be that dude who all your friends tell you that you need to, you know, get out the basement. And then, you know, 5, 10 years later, you could be, you know, you could live your dreams, whatever you want to do.
That's real major. That's real major. If folks want to stay in contact with you via social media, how can they go about doing so?
My Twitter is at Black Methphor, BLACKMETHAPHOR. And my Instagram is the same. Everything at Black Methphor. SoundCloud at Black Methphor, blackmethphor.blogspot.com. That's my site.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Definitely make sure y'all check it out. You know what it is, your man Eldorado, hip hop since 1987. Right now we're live in the A, and this edition of Behind the Beats is with Black Methphor. Make sure immediately following this interview you go pick up Rick Ross's Mastermind album and check out that Richest Gangsta.